Today we're here at the site, the actual site that will become the B-29 Education Center and hangar, active hangar.
On behalf of all the employees at Spirit AeroSystems, I'm really proud to be celebrating the groundbreaking for Doc's future home.
Due to tireless efforts and generosity of committed volunteers, she's a unique link between the past and the future.
If Doc can help teach our children the value of what the history of the greatest generation was, it'd just be a fantastic tool.
We needed something that would allow the public to come in and take a look and get up close and personal with this one-of-a-kind piece of history.
Creation of the new home for Doc is the result of a collaboration between the Friends of Doc Board and their leadership, the SJCF architectural staff, PEC consulting engineers, the Hutton Construction Company, Spaceworks, who provided the design of the exhibit room.
When they said we were going to get a new home, a new hangar, really got excited with that.
From concept to reality, Doc's new home.
The steel arrived on site and we really started to come up out of the ground, and then it really felt real.
Up on the mezzanine will be where our displays, all of our STEM education equipment will be up there.
We built this facility to be able to allow the next generation to learn about the legacy of the greatest generation.
The hangar plaza in front is an area where people can honor their loved ones with a special brick or granite tile serving as a living memorial. On November 13, 2018, Doc was rolled into his new home, completing a 20-year journey that first started in the California desert at China Lake.
Watching the airplane roll in for the first time was breathtaking.
Doc's 39,000 total square foot facility connects all ages to the rich aviation heritage of Wichita and educate future generations using STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
When you arrive at the B-29 Doc Hangar and Education Center, you will appreciate history. You'll learn about the heroes like our very own Rosie the Riveter, Connie Palacios, and the thousands more just like her who were part of the workforce as women and minorities to help deliver the firepower to the front line to protect our freedom. After learning about the history of the B-29 and how it put Wichita on the map, we then move down the road and we talk about Tony Mazzolini and how he found B-29 Doc in the Mojave Desert in California, and his painstakingly difficult story of how he convinced the Navy to trade him a B-25 Mitchell for a B-29 Superfortress. We talk about Tony a lot in this stage of the History Center, and you'll learn about Tony's passion to restore a B-29 to flight. When Doc arrived in Wichita after being rescued from the Mojave Desert, it arrived on several flatbed trailers. That's when dozens, what became hundreds of volunteers began a love affair with an airplane that lasted more than 16 years. It was during those 16 years that these hundreds of volunteers spent hundreds of thousands of hours restoring the airplane that they loved. They never took no for an answer, and their story will be an inspiration for generations to come. Doc's current mission is to fly into the hearts of the next generation. We want to make sure that future generations understand the sacrifices that the greatest generation gave to our country to protect our freedoms. Here we talk about the future and how we need your help to continue to operate Dock as a flying tribute to those men and women who served our nation during World War II and who continue to serve our nation to protect the freedoms we so love.
And while you're here at Dock's Education Center, you'll have the opportunity to experience what it was like to be a B-29 navigator and radio operator. Here we are at the navigator station. You'll get a chance to see what it was like for a navigator to operate and determine their exact position so they could make it to the target and then make it home. We have a number of instrumentation items that are here that he would have used during his time on board. Plotter here and position indicator equipment. We've got a thermos and signal lights and a map case, and so this was his position during those long 14-hour flights. Here we are at the radio operator's position on board a B-29. From here he handled all the communications necessary for the aircraft. So he had various transmitters and receivers at his disposal to communicate back to both the ground and other aircraft, send and receive coded Morse code messages. And from here he handled all the communications necessary to help get the aircraft safely to the target and back home. Here we are with the tunnel on a B-29. The aircraft was pressurized. The tunnel was at the top of the bomb bay and allowed crewmen to travel from the front of the aircraft to the back of the aircraft and remain pressurized. This bubble we have here was used by the navigator to take sextant reading on stars and the sun to help determine his exact position.
As a real-life maintenance center, B-29 Dock crews will be actively working to maintain the historic warbird. It will be an up-close and personal experience.
It's amazing how many people like to see the airplane in maintenance and stuff. And we want to get, keep the airplane as pristine as possible and get it out into the public so they can see it.
I've been doing this right here since 2000. I helped to bring the airplane in when it first came into Boeing. I was working for Boeing at the time, and a friend of mine asked me if I'd be interested in helping restore that old airplane they come dragging in.
The presence of this aircraft in this facility is a tremendous gift to the city of Wichita, creating many, many terrific opportunities. The history that it represents. It's available in a way, presented in a way that you won't find in any other kind of a venue.
And we want to be able to connect people with the past so that they have an opportunity to come and touch the airplane and be a part of it and see what history was really like.
When we go out to the air shows, people are just awed at the aircraft, and they've got lots of questions. They don't understand what about the airplane. A lot of people are just so interested in wanting to know the history of the B-29, of Dock, and we just need to keep this going.
Dock's mission now and in the future depends on us. In order to honor the men and women who sacrifice so much to protect our freedom, to educate generations to come about the contributions made by the greatest generation, and to connect people with the rich history of the B-29, we need your help. Your donation, no matter what size, will go directly to supporting Dock. From past generations and those to come, it's up to all of us to fly this mission of ongoing support for the future.
We've finally found a permanent place for this unique, one-of-a-kind warbird to live and be able to be shared with generations to come.
Welcome home, Dock.